This is beautiful comic relief. We need some comic relief after that State Department segment, do we not? Well, it doesn't get better comic relief than this. Some developments from the Cenk Uygur presidential campaign. So
that's
we have
always
an article,
good for a laugh.
Exactly. And I think we need it. I think we could all use a pick-me-up, right? Progressive pundit Cenk Uygur won't appear on Nevada primary ballot after altering... Sorry, our logo is in the way of that. Let's get the hell out of my way. After altering form. So, Cenk Uygur wants to challenge mainstream constitutional interpretations that he is ineligible for the presidency because he was born in Turkey. This is from the Nevada Independent. Progressive political commentator Cenk Uygur, a naturalized U.S. citizen born in Turkey, attempted to file for Nevada's Democratic presidential primary using an altered form that crossed out the words, natural born before citizen, a change that caused state officials to reject his application. Uygur, who immigrated from Turkey to the U.S. in 1978, has said he believes the Constitution's requirements to qualify for the presidency, that a person be a natural-born citizen, would not disqualify him from running. He said he believed the case would end up being decided by the U.S. Supreme Court. That differs from typical legal interpretations of the clause, which have described it as meaning someone who was a U.S. citizen at birth without needing to go through a naturalization process. Of course, we literally learned this in like the second grade. Like, this is as basic as it gets. Uygur filed to run on October 11th, but on his declaration of candidacy, crossed out references to the Constitution. This is like what Eric Cartman would do. Like, literally, this is what Eric Cartman would do. Crossed out references to the Constitution's qualification for the presidency clause and replaced natural-born citizen with a handwritten naturalized citizen. State election officials rejected the application, citing a state law that requires candidates to file declaration of candidacy. Though state officials informed Uygur's campaign of the improper filing the following day, Uygur did not submit his candidacy forms again prior to the close of the presidential primary filing period on Monday, October 16th. So once he was informed that there was an error, he didn't even bother to rectify it. He apparently just took the L.
What I want you to explain is the logic behind what you're doing.
Yeah, indeed. Pretty amazing. Now, this guy claims to have roped 1,000 people into donating to his campaign.
Yes.
So you're soliciting donations to a campaign, and this is the buffoonery that you are engaging in, crossing out words on a form and replacing them with your own edit as you submit them to gain ballot access in Nevada. I mean, it's just such an overt scam. Like, how do you present yourself seriously when you're running such a blatant scam? Is it that big a deal that your book bombed? I mean, people write books. Sometimes a book does well, sometimes it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. You're still a wealthy guy. Do you have to go to this length to recoup some of those expenses? I mean, this is just debasing.
All right. So yeah, I have a few theories about this. So if any of you saw, I did a little mashup to They Might Be Giants, Istanbul's Not Constantinople. Check it out on our Twitter. I was very proud of that one. And I put forth the premise in that clip that he did this because his book completely bombed. Like on Amazon, it's rated over 18,500 and something ranking in political books. Like, bombed. Like, 6 people bought this book. On Barnes and Noble, it's somewhere around 5,700, I think, in the rankings for political books. Like, to be there, nobody bought this. Now, what that indicates to me also, I don't keep a close eye on their channel or any eye on their channel. I don't know. it seems to me they've probably had a collapse in audience, because once they took the positions they took on the mayor's race in LA, Anna talking about crime and homelessness and the take she had on that, and then with the trans issues and with Benny quitting and all of this, because their audience was very much that Majority Report audience, and the Majority Report audience is not about that life, right? They're not about those kinds of positions, and people like us stopped watching them years ago. So because this just smells like desperation to me. Like, I don't think, not at first I thought it was just the book, but now that I see this, I say maybe this is more than just the book. Maybe the whole channel is collapsing. And look, I'm gonna make a little prediction here. Not 100% prediction, but I'm gonna give it better than even odds that whatever the hell's happening internally there is so toxic, and that the experience of this batshit crazy attempt for attention or whatever the hell he's doing here is so embarrassing to her that Anna winds up striking out on her own.
Yeah, I mean, that would not surprise me, because she definitely did not look impressed by his announcement. She looks quite offended, as I would be if I were in her position, to have to actually do that segment with him where she has to like pretend to interview him about his presidential campaign, especially when you're doing shit like this. It's just so embarrassing. And I just have to also say, I mean, I've made this point before, like, and this is not unique to Cenk, obviously, Majority Report, Pacman, Kyle, even Crystal to a slightly lesser extent, but still at the end of the day, obviously this would apply to her. Why are you desperate for a Democrat to win in 2024? Like, why? Like, are you a serious person if you think it's really important that either Joe Biden or Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer be elected president? Like, look at the state of the world right now. How can you even make the argument that the Democrats are the lesser evil party at this point? Like, to me, that's just an unserious position to take.
Please clap.